Whether your Memorial Day plans include going to the beach or hanging at home for a family barbecue, here at WagerTalk, we want to have a safe and enjoyable holiday. To help with that, we're offering a 3-day Memorial Weekend special available this Friday and Saturday. For only $49, get a 3-day all-access pass from your favorite handicapper, including 5% plays. No coupon needed, just click the 3-day all-access and start saving.
Welcome. First pitch, MLB first pitch, Friday, May 27th. As we head into the weekend, a lot of 3-game series starting tonight on Friday. We're going to analyze 3 of the biggest matchups for Friday baseball here on Wager Talk TV. I am Steve Merrill, filling in for Drew Martin today on Friday. He'll be back next week. In the meantime, though, I'm joined by 2 of the best MLB handicappers at WagerTalk.com, Dave Koken and Jimmy Adams. And Jimmy, I thought I was having a pretty good baseball run here, hitting 72% over the past month. But you're actually the number 1 profit leader ahead of me right now at WagerTalk.com, up over 37 units in the past 30 days in MLB. I know you've had a red-hot 11-2 run the past couple of weeks. What else you got going for Friday, Jimmy, at WagerTalk.com?
Yeah, thanks for the shout-out, Steve. 11-2, amazing. I've got a 5% play up today in baseball, so we're going to try and keep that run rolling. No action in any other sports, so go ahead and head over to the page, grab the 5%er, or we've got all kinds of promotions going on right now that are just amazing at WagerTalk. So take advantage of something today.
Yeah, and that 3-day $49 Memorial Weekend special, which is active right now, is a pretty good deal. No promo code needed for each and every handicapper at WagerTalk.com. And, Jimmy and I have been hot over the last 30 days, Dave, but you've been pretty hot for about 3+ years at WagerTalk.com. In fact, you're number 1 overall in MLB the past 3 years at WagerTalk.com. What you got going for Friday?
I went with 3 games, one of which I'll talk about on the show today. And the weekend package, $49 for the holiday. Not bad at all. Take advantage of it with maybe a few different handicappers.
Yeah, just to put that in perspective, 1 day alone is $39, all access for any capper. 5% best bet by itself is $35. You're getting 3 days, including all the 5%ers for $49. Unlimited uses, unlimited cappers. Get Jimmy, get Dave, get myself, Steve Merrill. Get all 3 of us and save big and win this weekend at WagerTalk.com. Jimmy, let's start it off. Let's look at one of the bigger matchups heading into the weekend here. We'll start in the American League East. Tampa Bay Rays, New York Yankees. The Rays have been the team to beat in recent years. The Yankees look like the team to beat this season. For the most part, have had the best record in baseball now for over a month. 32-13 as they head into this one. Tampa at home, though, as a slight favorite. Which way you going in this one? We got Taillon and Springs on the mound tonight.
Yeah, so I agree with the line move. Rays have won 2 of 3, obviously dropped the first game of this series. Jeffrey Springs has been incredible. So he's in the rotation due to the demotion of Josh Fleming. 1.32 ERA, 27 Ks and 27.1 innings pitched. Hasn't allowed a run on just 5 hits in his last 2 starts combined. So, and those starts came against the Orioles and the Blue Jays. Say what you want about the Blue Jays, but this lineup remains pretty great and pretty tough. So, impressive stuff. Fantastic current form from Jeffrey Springs. As far as the Yankees, we know how hot they've been. Jameson Taillon, I don't have a lot bad to say about him. I mean, he's pitched well also. Aaron Judge knocking the cover off the ball. We do need to take into account that the Yankees have played 30% of their games against the Orioles. So I'm not saying the Yankees aren't a good team, because they are, but something to consider. And then no Giancarlo Stanton, as he is injured. So all things to be considered. I'm going to take the Rays tonight.
Yeah, Dave, it's an interesting point about all those games against the Orioles, although Baltimore has given them some tough games here over the past week. On the season, the Yankees are still 11-6 against winning teams. So that means they're 21-7 against losing teams. Obviously, Tampa is a winning team. The Rays just 5-8 against winning teams. So they've only played 13 of their 44 games. So both of these teams have played some bottom feeders. Class A matchup tonight. What are you looking at in this game?
Well, I think the Stanton absence from the lineup is worth talking about, because he's been especially ferocious on the road. So they might miss him more in a visiting ballpark than they would at home. Not that his numbers at home are bad, but he's been just amazing on the road so far this season. Springs is the story here, though. I mean, this guy, his changeup is absolutely terrific. And as a result, he's giving up very little hard contact and very few sweet spots. Players are having a lot of trouble making solid contact against him. Now, he's not going to pitch a long time. He's, 5 or 6 innings at this point. He's stretched out to that point. But I think for 5 innings, he's got an edge over Tyon, who's a much better pitcher at home than he is on the road. And no Stanton as well. Ray's looking to bounce back after getting shut down by Nestor Cortez last night. It was brilliant once again. Cortez is thrusting himself into the Cy Young race. He's been that good for the Yankees so far. I don't think Tyon can match him. I went first 5. Tampa bullpen has been a little bit shaky, particularly recently. They blew 2 games against the Orioles on the road, and that's a team they never lose to. So a little worried about that. The bullpen wasn't exactly great last night. So I went first 5 on Springs and the Rays. It's about minus 125. It is a 3% play for me tonight. It's my free play and a little advance. Spoiler alert, it's my best bet here in the show.
And of course, we'll get to some more best bets here in a few minutes from everyone. And Dave likes Rays first 5 in this one. By the way, 7-2 win by the Yankees last night. A little misleading. Both teams had exactly 6 hits. So neither team hit the ball that well. But the Yankees, as they often do, got the big hits. We're going to stay in the New York state of mind here. Dave, I'll start with you with the NL version of the New York Mets here. NL East battle here against the Phillies. Philadelphia coming off that series against Atlanta. They had 4 games in Atlanta. They split going 2-2. They did get the win yesterday, 4-1. Mets also one of the best records in baseball, although they've cooled off a bit. Back-to-back losses. They've dropped 3 of their last 5. However, they've still put up 28 runs in their last 3 games. So overall, hitting the ball pretty well, but kind of up and down, inconsistent along the way. What you looking at here in Mets-Phillies tonight on Friday?
Well, I was going to consider the Phillies, but they've made a pitching change. They're going to back Eflin up till tomorrow, and instead we'll go with the rookie Falter tonight. That's significant because Falter and Eflin not quite at the same level. Carrasco on the mound for the Mets. He's been pretty good at home. Gives him a lot of sweet spots, so the Phillies might be able to hit him. My impulse would be to look at the over in this game. I just don't see the Phillies rookie being able to contain the Mets lineup. Mets probably a little better offensively against lefties, but I think they can take advantage of this guy. Phillies are hitting the ball well. They didn't last night, but they did enough to get the win against Kyle Wright and the Braves. They got a little momentum coming in. I think we'll get some runs in this game tonight, so I'll lean to the over in the Phillies and the Mets.
Yeah, and Jimmy, how much did the pitching change affect your handicap on this game? I think you were looking at this one earlier in the day until we had a pitching change. What are your thoughts now?
Yeah, I changed it 100%. I was with Dave. I was all prepared and ready to come on the show and talk about how impressed I was with Eflin in his last start, his ball movement, yada, yada, yada. Pitching change, it's now Bailey Falter, and that gets me off the game entirely for a bunch of reasons. I'll name some here. So Bailey Falter, low velocity guy, average to below average stuff, misses spots with regularity, easily frustrated and pouts on the mound when things aren't going his way. So a big difference between him and Zach Eflin. Carlos Carrasco, he's been really good, 4-1. Last time out, 5.1 innings pitched versus the Rockies, 1 run allowed. That being said, this line has gotten way out of hand on the Mets side. The line started creeping up last night. I felt like something was up because the Mets were taking too much money on double and triple checking books. Eflin's still listed as the starter as of last night. And then about 30 minutes after I released that free play, pitching change, of course, and now it's way out of hand. So I can't lay it with the Mets. So it's going to be a pass for me.
Yeah, the Mets opened about $1.20 favorite overnight, and then they reset it at $1.40. Now it's up to $1.50 range. So we're talking about a 30-cent adjustment based on the pitching change of the Phillies, and the total is up about half a run from 8 to 8.5 with the pitching change. So obviously it definitely affected the way the odds makers were looking at this game as well in the betting public. Let's look at one more game. Quick reminder, 3-day special Memorial Day weekend is coming up here, and it's a great time to try out multiple handicappers at WagerTalk.com. Normally, one day is 39. Jimmy Adams' 5% best bet tonight by itself is 35. You're getting 3 days for 49, and that includes all the 5% best bets as well. It's a no-brainer. Use it for Dave Koch and Jimmy Adams and myself, Steve Merrill. Get a 3-for-1 special and save big. $49, 3 days, no promo code needed. WagerTalk.com. And Jimmy, you've got that big 5%er going tonight. I'm going to stick with you. We're going to look at a later game here in the American League, Toronto and the LA Angels. Toronto, was a team that was considered maybe as good as anyone coming in this season. The Yankees have obviously been the team to beat so far in the AL East. Toronto's just 24-20. They have picked it up a bit, though, winning 6 of their last 9, 4 of their last 6. Angels, meanwhile, were kind of a play-on team also after a disappointing season last year with a lot of injuries with Trout out. Obviously, he's in this year. He's having a huge season. They're all back-to-back losses zone. They've lost 6 of their last 9. Do the Angels get back on track this weekend at home against Toronto starting tonight?
So, Steve, this is actually my 5% play, so I'm going to pass it on over to Dave, and we're going to get his take on the game.
All right. Well, let me first mention that we might not have Shohei Ohtani in the Angels lineup tonight. He pitched last night, obviously, but then he was lifted, and Ward went in and DH'd the rest of the games. They mentioned what it was, and I forgot, but it sounds like he might have a night off tonight. I don't know if Ward's ready to go out and play in the outfield, but I think would be able to DH. So it's not a huge drop off there. In fact, you might actually say it's a boost to DH because Ward has been absolutely great in the Halos this season. Angels not hitting quite like they were. They still might have to do something about the bottom of the lineup. I know Velasquez is a fabulous shortstop, but man, he can't hit at all, and that's a big hole at the bottom of the lineup. So we'll see what happens with that. I do like this Angels team, though, and I think they'll resume their offensive expertise, but I'm not sure they'll do it tonight against Manoah, who has been tremendous for the Blue Jays. He's been better at home than on the road, but there's very little to find fault with on Alek Manoah. He is right now one of the guys in the Cy Young conversation. It's as simple as that. You can say, well, he's just a 2-pitch pitcher. Boy, those 2 pitches are really, really good. And his other stuff that he shows, if it gets any better, he might become unhittable. Big dude, very intimidating, and pitching great ball. The Angels will be going with Sosa. He's making his 3rd start. One was quite good. The other was not so good. I'm still not sold on the Toronto offense, but a couple of maybe buy signs. Guerrero hit one out last night. He's going to get hot. And so maybe it's just a matter of time before the Blue Jays offense starts clicking. The Angels offense, again, if you take Ohtani out, even if Ward's back in, it's still not the same lineup. The thing that keeps me off the game is the price, to be honest with you. Toronto has not played to a level when they deserve to be favored over the Angels at Anaheim. If they were plus money, I'd say, yeah, go ahead, grab the Blue Jays. But at minus 120-ish, I think it's going to lay off the game. And again, I want to see what the Angels lineup looks like later on today. There's no rush to get to the window. The game doesn't start till several hours from now. Check the lineups first.
Yeah, Dave, this is a late game, 9:38 Eastern time, one of the last games tonight on Friday. And a little bit of a move to Toronto, about 5% higher from the opener. And we've seen a little bit of a move to the under in some books. So maybe that's a hint to come. And I do agree, if Tanya is officially announced out, I think we'll see more than a 5% move, obviously, from the opening number. One thing I'll point out about Toronto, too, a high-octane offense expected. I mentioned they've underachieved a little bit, going just 24-20. They're 17-26 to the under this year. So their offense has definitely not been where we thought it would be. And on the road, they're batting just 221. They're batting over 240 at home. So they have been weaker on the road for several years. Even when they were playing in the minor league parks, that was the case. So we'll see if Toronto can get it going. They did win the first of this 4-game series last night, 6-3. Little misleading as the Angels out-hit them 9-7. So they put up 6 runs on just 7 hits last night. 12 hits the game before, but just 4 and 4 the 2 games before that. So they've been a little inconsistent, and that's why they're just 24-20. So we'll see what happens. Dave and I are passing on this one. However, Jimmy does have a 5% best bet. Yeah.
Saw something in last night's game and I tweeted about it. First and third, 1 out. the Angels. Ground ball to first base. First baseman steps on first, throws to second for tag out and double play. But Matt Duffy, if he'd have been hustling, would have crossed home plate before the tag was applied at second base. He was taking a leisurely jog the last few steps. Shame on the Angels announcers for not calling him out on it. It's okay to be a homer, but when your guy does something like that, he's got to be called out for it. That's a complete lack of hustle on Matt Duffy's part, and that worries me because something like that can fracture a clubhouse. Not to say they would have won the game, but it's a run that came off the board, and it becomes the Angels get closer in the ninth inning. It gets real close. That run had counted. So let's see what the chemistry's like, because you just. And by the way, I've never booed a guy in his life, in my life, for a bad performance. But when I was a kid, one thing that always bugged me was not hustling.
Right.
And there's just no excuse for that. And Matt Duffy, to me, I'd bench him after a move like that. And that was just plain laziness. That's all you can attribute it to. These guys make a lot of money. At least go out there and play hard and run. In that situation, he cost his team a run. I'm not saying he cost his team the ball game, but you just can't do that bullshit.
No, you're preaching to the choir, Dave. I've said it for years. Every level I've coached is that no excuse for hustle. You might not have as much talent as somebody, but you can work as hard, if not harder, than anybody else. And when guys are getting paid multi-million-dollar contracts, and from a handicapping perspective, it's exactly what I was thinking as well. When you're sitting a star player, maybe tonight in Ohtani, you got a guy not hustling the night before. That does factor into my handicapping, and it's something I look at. And we talk about the NBA, Jimmy. When teams step up without a key player, they've been money in the bank for several years now. I'm not sure that works as well in baseball because they play so many games. If they're, hey, we're sitting one of our stars tonight, this is our off game. Other guys might, not play as hard as well. What are your thoughts in general about this? Is this something you look at in the NBA and Major League Baseball, and when key players aren't playing?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a similar situation that I saw a few nights back. I was on the Brewers over the Padres. Manny Machado hits a ball to short, and he's at a slow jog down the first base line. The shortstop could have, jogged in and underhanded first. I'm sure Dave knows where I'm going with this, but he sails it over the first baseman's head, and that really put the Brewers in a high tense situation. Luckily for us and for me and the clients, they were able to go on to win that game. But definitely, that's what came to mind: lack of hustle out of Machado when Dave was talking.
Yeah, and that's something that Machado occasionally does.
Right.
So I don't have as much of a problem with it running to first base. I mean, he thought he was out. It was an easy play, and
yeah,
I wish he'd run harder. But all right. But the thing with Duffy last night is like, dude, what are you doing?
When it got you to run, exactly.
Well, Matt Duffy's not exact. I'll put it this way: he's got some value because he's fairly versatile, but he's a soft contact hitter. Doesn't hit the ball out of the park. It wouldn't shock me if something like this gets Matt Duffy DFA'd at some point, because he's one of the least valuable guys in that roster anyway.
Yeah, once again, Tony might be sitting. It's a late game, 9:38 Eastern, Blue Jays Angels, and the Angels had 15 hits and runners left combined. The Blue Jays just 7 hits, 3 runners left. They still won the game. So like a little bit of a misleading final last night. We'll see how the mindset is of Anaheim for this weekend. Before we get to best bets of the show, though, quick reminder once again, 3-day special, Memorial Day special right now. No promo code needed. WagerTalk.com. 3 days for $49. That's every sport, every play, every day from every capper you want to choose. Jimmy Adams has a 5%er going tonight. That one play is 35. Why not get a 3-day 49 special there? Dave and myself have strong baseball best bets tonight all weekend long. NBA playoffs still continuing. Dave does NHL playoffs as well. 3 days, 49, no promo code, unlimited uses, multiple cappers. Try it out for Jimmy Adams, Steve Merrill, and Dave Koken right now at WagerTalk.com. And going to get to some best bets here for the show. I'll start it off. A quick reminder, I do have 2 best bets going tonight for my clients. Also a bonus free play on my page. Be sure to check all the capper pages every day for extremely high amount of free plays at WagerTalk.com in baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, you name it. I'm going to look at a free play on the Minnesota Twins tonight, a game that was just a bit outside from making the cut. Now, you could play the Twins minus 180, 175-ish, 180 on the money line, but I think the better play is on the run line. I'll get that juice all the way down to plus money and take the Twins minus 1.5, plus 110 on the run line. Now, I know they're all back-to-back losses, but that's one of the reasons I like the run line, because if they win this game, they're going to probably either lose outright or they're going to win by margin, which is what a lot of these quality teams have been doing this year on the run line. They did have a couple one-run wins earlier in the week, but they still won 9 of their last 11 wins by 2 runs or more. And Kansas City might have gotten the 3-2 victory last night against Minnesota as a good-sized dog, but it was misleading. They had only 6 hits in the game. In fact, the Twins out-hit them 12-6 last night and somehow lost 3-2. Kansas City had 6 straight losses before that. That was not the buy sign with Kansas City putting up just 6 hits, just 5 runners left on base. Minnesota bounces back tonight, and I like them on the run line to win by margin. Minnesota minus 1.5, plus 110. That goes Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Jimmy Adams, kick it over to you. You've got a big 5%er going on the late West Coast card tonight on Friday. What else are you looking at for a free play here?
Yeah, so for best bets, I'm going to go to the Rangers over the A's, a situation where we've got an overvalued pitcher and an undervalued pitcher facing each other. John Gray would be the undervalued pitcher. At first glance, 5.14 ERA, but he's got a 3.32 FIP, indicates he's been a little bit better than the numbers on the surface would show. And then on the other side, Cole Irvin has overperformed. He's been a bit lucky, 3.21 ERA, but a 4.65 FIP. But the starting pitchers aren't the only reason for this play. The A's just aren't a very good team. My clients and I cashed with them as pretty big dogs against the Mariners in one of those games. This isn't going to become a theme. The A's do not have a strong lineup. They've lost 4 of 6. They struggle to score with runners in scoring position. Just not someone that I'm looking to back on a nightly basis. The Rangers are the better team as a whole. They have a strong lineup. I understand they can struggle at times. They haven't performed as well maybe as they should have up to this point of the season. They struck out 15 times last night. All that being said, they're still a better team than the A's as a whole. We've seen this line creep up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and recommend a play on the Rangers for this evening's play.
Jimmy Adams looking at the Texas Rangers tonight on Friday. And, I mentioned Jimmy and I number 1 and 2 the last 30 days in baseball, but Dave Koken's number 1 the last 3 years combined in baseball at WagerTalk.com. And, Dave, you got a rare full game over. You do a lot of first fives. Got a full game over tonight. Tell us about that, and also, once again, refresh us on that first 5 free play for the show.
Yeah, I have a couple of plays up tonight. The featured play is on a full game that I think is going to be very high scoring. The other one's on a team that it's a first 5 and they're a small favorite. And the third play is this game, the Rays in the first 5. I'm going to ride the hot hand, which I will do with pitchers. Springs is really hot for Tampa, and the numbers starting to catch up to how good he's been because the Rays are favorite tonight. But I've been on Springs, so I'm kind of playing with house money as far as that goes. I think he gets the edge in the first 5 innings over Tyon, and that's good enough for me. The odds makers set this one around Pick'em. The market, the sharp market, has bet the has bet the Rays, and I agree with the move. It's still at a price where I think it's playable. I'll go Tampa Bay Rays with Springs first 5 to beat the Yankees and Tyon. And I did list pitchers there. I definitely want Springs on the mound for Tampa Bay.
And that's the Tampa Bay Rays for Dave. First 5. Once again, first 5. He likes them to start fast in that game against the Yankees, a featured matchup tonight. Jimmy Adams likes the Rangers as the road favorite there at Oakland. And I'm going to go with the Twins. Steve Merrill, I'm going with the Twins on the run line. I'll cut the favorite from minus 175 down to plus 110 and lay the 1.5 with the Minnesota Twins. Great show, guys. And a reminder, once again, 3 days, $49, WagerTalk.com weekend Memorial Day special. Advance happy Memorial Day to everybody out there, especially our veterans. Appreciate you what you have done and what you continue to do on a daily basis for our great nation. And a quick reminder, too, the NBA playoffs still in full swing. We'll be back at 4:15 Eastern. I'll be on today with Joe Ranieri and company talking about Game 6, Heat Celtics. It might be a while till we have more NBA unless the Heat pull the upset tonight, so be sure to check in at 4:15 Eastern for NBA tip-off. I'm also going to have a weekend baseball video here for you, so check back this weekend as well. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Best of luck on the games. We'll talk to you again soon. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below right here on WagerTalk TV. Best of luck this weekend. Talk to you next week.
WagerTalk and Sports Memo customers love $9 Mondays, where each package is just $9. For a limited time from June 1st until June 7th, we're offering a 30-day all-access pass from your favorite handicapper for $210. That's only $7 per day. This special includes all daily plays from your favorite handicapper every day for 30 days, including 5% plays normally priced at $39 alone. Use coupon code June30, good for multiple uses at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. Once you sign up, you'll get every play sent to you as soon as they post it.